Okay. Why do you give us that early feedback? Why do you give us that early feedback?
Oh, that? Yeah, you also saw me over at the, I was riding my bike down Manning this morning.
Just a little bit of housekeeping this morning. I'm Jeff Davis. I'm kind of the one that designed this, and with the help of the local 1841, we put this together. Really, what we're trying to do is show you what we do for a living. We're not always just sitting out on the bench looking handsome all the time and pretty. The stuff we actually do. What we're going to do, we're going to do 4 separate exercises today. We're going to do CPR, defib. It's going to be run real time. The next evolution is going to be a car fire. It's going to be a live fire scenario. They'll actually put the car fire out. The third scenario is going to be vehicle extrication. We've got jaws of life out back, some cutters, and some other equipment that we use. The fourth evolution is going to be search and rescue. That's going to be like real life. We've got the room darkened, we've got the room fogged up. So it's going to give you a real taste what it is to be a firefighter and how it is when we go in these atmospheres. The only thing missing upstairs is going to be the high heat. It's warm already a little bit up there, but this is how we train. We've done a lot of training. This is the way we do it, and it brings the real life scenario. The first piece of housekeeping is just a waiver. Basically, if you get hurt today, that you don't hold Chief Sidlow accountable.
I thought you were putting this on.
I am, but it says Leominster Fire Department all over it.
There goes your 3 years.
I want to stress, I want everyone to have fun. I want you to learn. You may be a little tired when you leave. That's okay. We're quite often tired at the end of our shift. But we really want you to experience what firefighting is like and really get a flavor for it. We want you to understand what we do. When we're kind of looking for grants, we're looking for certain type of equipment. Now you have a little bit better idea kind of why we're out there looking for different type of stuff. Today you're going to get to wear the gear. To give you some information on how heavy it is when we're all decked out in our gear, boots, pants, coat, helmet, an SCBA, and the tool in our hand. We're always carrying the tool. We're adding 75 pounds to ourselves. So if the average firefighter is around 200, 180, 250, somewhere around there, you're adding another 70 pounds to yourself. It's exhausting. We've got heat issues today. We had you medically cleared. If everyone's cleared, then you're going to be able to get in the gear. We're going to stress rehab today. We're going to stress water. We are offering coffee, but if you're getting into the suits, please don't drink 3-4 cups of coffee and then go out in the suits. Dehydration is going to be a problem. We won't, like I said at the beginning, we want you to have fun. We want you to stay safe. We've got a lot of firefighters today. We're all off duty. Come down and volunteer. We want to make sure you're safe. If you're not feeling good for any reason, each group, everyone's going to be assigned a group, and you're going to be assigned a liaison. Let somebody know, hey, I'm not feeling good, and we'll just take you aside quietly. We're not going to make any show out of it. We're all EMT, so we know how to take care of you. It should be no problem. On a few minutes from the hospital, I don't expect to have a problem. But by all means, if you're not feeling good, you're not feeling right, please let us know. Some of the scenarios, the live fire scenario, the search and rescue scenario, if you're claustrophobic, it's no big deal. We do understand that. I teach at the Fire Academy, and we got to teach recruits going through that. So a lot of times firefighters are kind of claustrophobic at the beginning. If you've got that problem while we're in that search and rescue, let somebody know. We have a lot of personnel up there, and we're going to let you know what's going on. We're going to have somebody with you all the time. Anything you don't feel comfortable with, just say, hey, I don't think this feels right. It's going to be challenging. Like I said, we just want to get you the flavor of everything that's going on. Anyone have any questions? We should run through this pretty quick. Each scenario is going to last about a half an hour. Everything's pretty well timed. After the scenario, we're going to give you 10-15 minutes to cool down, take the gear off, and hydrate. Have some water. We've got chairs set up throughout the facility. We're going to reiterate hydrating all day long. It's very important to keep you hydrated. Today, for the liaisons, What we have is Craig Long. Craig's president of the local. Next one, Mark Burnett is one of the liaisons. He'll run another group. Gary Rayno. Is Gary in here? Gary Rayno. Gary's the other liaison. And Roger LaPointe. Roger, come on in. Nut job. Roger's the other. I apologize in advance to anyone that's with Roger's group.
My picture come up yet?
And within 10 minutes, you'll understand why I said that.
What we're gonna do is, so this is CPR. Anybody, is anybody certified in CPR?
I used to be.
You used to be? Okay. So it pretty much doesn't change. There's a few changes throughout the years in how we do CPR. But bottom line, the basics of CPR is that still to this day, with all the ways people die, cardiac emergencies are the biggest killer in emergency situations. Whether it's in a trauma or a medical problem, the biggest killer of adults is cardiac arrest, cardiac emergencies. The biggest way to save someone, early CPR. That's why we push to have everybody know CPR. When we get on a scene, if someone already knows CPR and they're doing it, a person's chances of survival increase tenfold. When your heart stops, it stops moving blood, stops pumping oxygen into your brain. 6 minutes without oxygen, it's pretty much you're going to be, if not brain dead, it increases the level of chance of being brain damaged. So whether we bring him back or not, 6 minutes isn't a long time. So from when you make a phone call to us getting there, 6 minutes is nothing. So early CPR is important. That's why a lot of times on ambulance calls, that's one of the big ones. People always ask us, we always get the question, how come you see a fire engine, an ambulance, and another ambulance on a call? Fire engines, because all of our firefighters are EMTs, so we want to get them on scene. Most of our engines, if they're coming from quarters, can get to anywhere in the city within 3 to 5 minutes, and then the ambulance is right behind them. A CPR call, a code we call it, it takes 7, 8 to 10 people. It sounds like a lot, but you have your 4 guys on an engine company. You want 4 guys on an engine company. Usually you have 3 on your engine company, 2 on the ambulance, and then 2 medics. Nowadays, the protocols have changed where you're actually going to get 4 ambulances, 3 ambulances, because the paramedics, they ride medic and a basic, and the protocols call for 2 paramedics on a code. So you're going to get your firefighters, your EMTs, your paramedics, and the helpers. But bottom line, CPR, I'll teach you a real quick method of CPR.
We'll kind of go over this a little bit.
Just like this. In CPR, there's two things going on. You're doing compressions, which you're basically trying to pump blood through the body, which is pulling oxygen, and then we also give oxygen manually. The most important part of CPR is compressions. It used to be breathing is more important than compressions. Right now, all the studies show good, hard, quality compressions can save a life without even doing the breathing. So a quick method, hands-only CPR. You come up on someone, they're not responsive. You can check the pulse. You don't need to check the pulse. You're just going to kind of look
for any sort of breathing or anything like that.
You feel for breathing. You'll breathe on your neck, and you go right into compressions. Heel your hand.
So what you want to do, you want to be right on like the nipple line, right in the middle. Put one palm down like that. Interlock your hand, and just go up and down, keeping your arms locked like that. Gives you more leverage.
You're not going to hurt someone. The harder you push, the better. Almost imagine in your mind you're pushing right down to the back. You're going to pump at a rate of at least 100 times a minute.
You guys want to try it?
Good.
Going down, that's what you hear.
What American Heart is teaching is, especially for the hands-only CPR for everybody, is you'll hear ads that they're doing right now. It's you're pumping to the beat of staying alive. So if you can
that song everybody knows.
Now it's in my head.
That's the beat that will give you 100 compressions per minute.
And if you do just that until we arrive, that's going to increase this person's survival tenfold, especially if you saw them go down.
So the new way is no longer
like 5 or 6, breathe, 5 or 6,
Nope.
breathe, just pump.
We still have compressions
Yeah.
and breaths
I was gonna
because
say,
we have the
we
equipment.
adhere to
As far as you're concerned,
just
unless
keep
you
doing it.
unless you go and take a CPR class and learn everything,
Yep.
just get those compressions.
Now, do you look for blockage or anything like that?
No, well, I mean, you can take a quick look. You're never going to put your hand in someone's mouth.
No?
2 reasons. One, if there was something, you could push it further down. 2 is, and I'll give you a good example. The last CPR we just did a couple weeks ago, we had an airway in the person's mouth. He started to swallow it, and whatever reason, his body convulsed and he locked down. You don't want that to be a finger, because it'll be gone. So
Well, that's if there is something
There's
blocked,
something
by doing
your
compressions,
CPR.
you loosen it up.
you have a chance of it's
Almost a Heimlich, huh?
almost.
Right,
And the Heimlich on someone who's heavy or pregnant is to do chest compressions.
Right.
So just the chest compressions alone are going to help you push something up. And then you get that blood flow until we get there. And then we have airways, and then the medics, they have an advanced airway where they can go all the way down.
So my first question was around, when you come to a site, right, you guys are basic life support, third and advanced life support. I mean, none of that really matters in the emergency thing, I just get things going. But at what point do you say, hey, we're gonna bring these guys in or don't?
We dispatch them.
We dispatch.
Always.
If it's called a possible
Yeah.
code,
So
They
you
would
call and
always
say,
be
I think
dispatched
someone's
to
not
us.
breathing, we're coming with the ambulance, the engine, the
and the
medics.
medics.
Right off the
Oh,
bat.
and we got
And everybody's
Everybody's
yeah.
coming.
everyone's
If
responsible.
you see something that is a surprise that you didn't get out of dispatch, then you'll call them.
Yep.
Then we'll add more.
And it's either, depending on what's going on, we might start transporting and meet up with them,
Yeah.
and they'll just jump on board and then continue to the hospital.
What's the fundamental difference in a situation like that? If you find something here between ALS and BLS?
They're gonna do the advanced airway,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do a line and start pushing drugs.
They can push drugs.
They can push drugs on the way there.
Yep. They have higher capabilities of analyzing rhythms.
Yeah.
Our
Their machine-
defibrillator is semi-automatic. It tells us when to shock. Their defibrillator, they're actually trained to read heart rhythms and figure this out. They push drugs. The biggest thing is pushing
If-
drugs
if-
with them.
With our defib, if there's no rhythm at all, asystole, flat line,
Yeah.
nothing, it's not gonna give us a shock.
I see.
They could override that.
So what we'll do is we'll go over, have you guys just do a few compressions real quick, and then we'll kind of run you through a scenario of what it's like when we show up on a scene doing CPR. So anybody want to hop in?
So if your fireman's singing, staying alive, it's all right?
Yep.
Yes.
Sometimes I catch myself saying that.
Push right down.
Keep your elbows locked in, right? And
It's,
all
it's,
up here.
it's kind of a gross thing, I guess, but if you're doing CPR right, you're probably going to crack someone's ribs.
That's
Cracked ribs are okay to deal with if you're alive.
Okay.
right.
So it's not, you're not going to hurt this person. Right. And CPR takes a long time. It's tiring. I mean, it could be, we could be at a call up the other end of town. You could be doing CPR for 10 minutes. So, but you got.
And that's another reason for the help. When the engine company arrives, if someone's doing compressions, we want to keep that going while we're transporting. So everyone else will be grabbing a backboard, trying to put them on. We'll be doing it as we're getting them to the ambulance. We try not to stop.
Guy takes it right, guy will be in the back.
Good hard
We'll be doing
compressions.
it all the way.
Yeah.
The whole time while we're rolling them on the stretcher, somebody's been riding the stretcher.
Yeah,
doing
somebody's
compressions.
riding the side rail of the stretcher.
I always
Doing it with
years
one
ago,
hand, too, when
hit the
you're
mouth,
riding the side of the
breathing to check that nothing's blocked, to do all that.
We've always been taught that, and now all of a sudden they're teaching you this is more important. For the lay person to
Get the
find
blood-
someone,
get
just
the
get on the
blood pumping.
compressions.
You can go without
Now-
oxygen longer than you can go without.
Now, do you go strictly to Worcester?
No. For CPR, we'll go right to Leominster. Perfect. Now, the thing is, we say 100 a minute, it's at least 100 a minute. So it's okay to go too fast. I mean, you're not going to be like a jackrabbit. You're going to slow down as you go. And each set you do, you're going to slow down more. But too slow isn't good enough. Good
I
quality.
want to make sure you let the
fast.
chest recoil, because that's actually what
That's on the
That's what gives the pumping action of the heart. That's what'll pump. And every compression you do, it's drawing in air automatically. So while they're not getting like oxygen like we would give, they're actually still getting air, which is going to become oxygenated and get pushed up to the brain.
That's
just by
not for
doing
heart
the
attack. They
compression.
were talking about going direct, and
Heart attack
Heart
and
attack.
cardiac arrest, two different things that
Right.
we're talking.
So they go right to Worcester for a heart attack?
They may, there's certain protocols you meet, and they go to Worcester, go right to the cath lab. A lot of times we'll bring someone in, go right up to the cath lab.
Yeah.
Cardiac arrest, you want to get them to the nearest medical facility as quick as you can. So,
Cardiac arrest means it's stopped.
they're dead.
Versus
Heart
The
pain.
heart stopped.
Right,
Yeah.
no heart
Versus
disease.
chest
I
pain.
think I'm having a heart attack.
As opposed to having a heart attack, and these guys, they'll put you on the monitor, they can actually see that you're having a heart attack on there. Well, you got to get down to Worcester because that makes a difference. Your heart stopped, we need to just get you to the nearest medical facility.
So, is the Leominster ambulance going to Worcester on a heart
Yes.
attack and tied up on a half an hour or an hour run?
Closer to an hour, hour and a half. So, and now when that happens,
Right.
Our new policy is we will then call 2 guys in
we
and
bring
man
2 guys
rescue
in
2.
off duty.
Oh, you gotta go to Worcester?
That way
Which-
we're not running short.
How often are you going to Worcester, any idea? Once a week?
At least.
It's-
You'll have
It has
It has-
days, we'll
it has
have
spurts.
2-3 weeks where we don't go at all.
Yeah.
Then it'll seem like we're
Yeah.
going every shift,
I
sometimes
was
2
gonna
times a
say,
shift.
I've gone the last 3 shifts, I've
Kinda.
heard.
Really?
Once.
Because that was supposed to be one of the big things, right? The demand of sending the
Right.
ambulance to Worcester is a big deal, right?
Yes.
And that's not our choice anymore, that's protocols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to get to
You
that.
know, trauma, depending on the mechanism of injury, you might have to go.
Some motorcycle
right
accident
there.
data was in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both our ambulances went to Worcester.
Stroke.
All right.
So we wanna show them what it's like?
Yep.
Come in real time.
Show them what we can, this is the equipment when we get called for a CPR call. Like I said, all our engines have EMTs on them. All our engines carry all these medical supplies. This is the first in bag.
We actually all carry the same bags pretty much.
Whichever crew is the first one in the door, whether it be the engine or the ambulance, are gonna walk in the door with this bag. This has your oxygen tank. It has
Pediatric.
devices, everything PD.
Infant PD.
Then it has air masks for regular oxygen
Adult.
therapy, nasal
Child.
cannulas. These are bag valve masks. This is what we use when we're doing CPR or assisted ventilation on someone. Obviously, an adult one. We carry 3 of them on the ambulance, I think. The trucks only carry 2.
Nope.
Yeah,
We have all
PD
3 of them in the
standard.
truck.
Adult, PD, infant. Obviously makes a difference of how much air you're pushing into someone. You don't want to push that much air into a baby with lungs this big. So you're going to go in with this bag, airways. We carry OPAs, airways,
All different size. The nasal airway.
So when we get on a scene, first crew in, you're going to run in the door, you're going to find a person. First person, check for a pulse. Now with us, with you, we say don't even check for a pulse, just see if you think they're breathing. If they're not, right in CPR. Us, it's a few more steps up. We're going to go in, we're going to check for a pulse. We have no pulse. Right on the compressions immediately. You have 1 guy's on compressions. Next person is going to get out the defibrillator. That's the next step that's really huge, is early defibrillation. Get the pads on, get an analyzer. Someone else is going to put an airway into you. This basically is going to keep your tongue from blocking your airway while we're doing CPR. Anything that's in your mouth, that's right in your throat, and then we'll breathe. For us, it's 30 compressions, 2 breaths. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. So this will be hooked up right to the oxygen, so we'll have oxygen going in, straight oxygen. The defibrillator, our ambulances and all our fire trucks carry this defibrillator. This is a training one. It will not shock you, I promise. Nobody will get shocked. Craig's got a special one for you. This is a semi-automatic defibrillator. The ones you see at Orchard Hills, the high schools, the schools, those are automatic. They'll have 1 button. You push it, and it does everything for you. Ours is semi-automatic because we're trained. You push the analyze button, you push the shock button. They all come with pads. These aren't going to stick that well, but defibrillator plugs in, and then it starts yelling at you. It starts talking to you. You plug it in, you turn it on. These pads, a regular set of pads, these are training pads. Here they are.
Connect.
If you forget where to put them, they have pictures on them. This one's worn off. So, 1 pad, left side, other pad, up on the top of the chest. What it does is it sends electricity from 1 pad to the other. It shoots it across your body. So that's how they shock your heart, through these little pads here. And as we do the CPR, we'll go through how it runs. But just want to familiarize you with the equipment. And we'll come in with, usually it won't be the first crew in the door. It's usually the second crew, whether it's the ambulance or the fire engine. We'll bring a backboard in. Because often we're going to find someone laying on a bed on some soft surface. You want a hard surface to do CPR if you can help it. If someone stops breathing, and they're sitting in a chair, you want them on the ground, obviously, to do CPR. We use a backboard, we strap them. That way we have a hard surface right throughout. Carry them out on the backboard, we put them on a stretcher. They stay on the backboard all the way to the hospital. That way you always have a hard surface to push you.
We put a penetration protection in there. It's like an inner shell, and then you get the outer shell. So. We don't use these just for the purpose of today.
Oh,
the other night when they're
weighed out. There's a big scale there. A little stretched out. And we weighed ourselves.
they got any Nomex for it? Go longer or shorter? They've gotten better. This one.
What we're going to do is a demonstration. We'll show you the equipment. When we get to the search and rescue area, you'll have your option whether you want to go on air or don't want to go on air. It's up to you. But what we want to do is just show you a demonstration of what it's like. The gear that you have on, it's all three pieces. The outside is a protective shell. This protects us against cuts. I was at a car fire one time. The plate glass window broke, fell on my back, and the only thing that ripped was the reflex light on this coat. This outside protected me against that plate glass window. It's very strong, made out of Kevlar. Same thing, bulletproof vest made out of. The second part of this gear, this is a protective film. It's waterproof. Also protects us against bloodborne pathogens. Any type of disease that we make that's liquid out in the field. The third part of the gear is the vapor barrier, and what that does protects us against the high heat. The gear that we buy nowadays is good up to 1,000 degrees, so we can be inside an environment 1,000 degrees. We may cook inside, but the gear will survive. So they can bring us out. Pretty much all will be like a microwave oven inside. So all this stuff, it's you're looking somewhere around $2,000 to outfit a firefighter just in this gear itself. We haven't even talked about the Scott air packs, but you're somewhere around $2,000 for this type of gear. And that's basically an overview of what the other thing we have on are firefighting boots. We would have gloves on. We also have a Nomex hood, so that if something were to flash over with our Scott on, we're not going to get burned anywhere on our face. What I'll have is Jay LeBlanc will demonstrate this, the Scott Air Pack. We'll go over that a little bit.
All right, these are our Scott Air Packs, our SCBA, which stands for Self-Contained Breathing Apparatus. These are in all the seats of the fire trucks. It consists of a tank compressed to 4,500 psi. It reduces down to our breathing regulator, which we put onto the air vents. I'm going to put this on, and we'll help you put these on today, just because they can be kind of a pain. You get shoulder straps and belt. The belt will take most of the weight of it. We turn the tank on all the way. There's a gauge in the back. There's a gauge right here on the shoulder to show you how much air you have left. Now when it gets down to a quarter of a tank, the regulator on your face piece will vibrate, signaling you have a quarter of a tank left and it's time to get out. Also, built into this is a pass alarm. It's a personal alarm safety system. If you stop moving for a certain amount of time, it'll start that alarm. It starts out slowly, it'll get louder and louder and louder. It starts out like this. It gets louder and louder, then it'll go on a full alarm. And that's in case one of our guys is down. Follow that sound and hopefully find him and get him out.
You probably recognize that from 9/11. I mean, a lot of that footage, that's all you heard in the background.
It's pretty loud. If you're wearing that today and it starts going off, give it about a little wiggle. The sensor's down here. That'll get the silence. Also, you can press this button and it starts going off on the side. That'll get the silence. The red button in front is if you want it to go straight to alarm. If you're down, people look where you get that red button. Also on these packs, these newer packs that we got from the brand back in 2004, called the Buddy Breathing System. All our frontline packs have this on. If Brian's running low on air, and I'm his partner, I can clip in, I have the same connection on my pack, I can clip in, we can share, get out. Unfortunately, we haven't had to use this yet. And when it's there, there's another tool we have in case we need it. Next. These are the masks. It's right around your face, you get a headnet over the top. Put it on, we're going to tighten the bottom straps, top straps. Put our hand right over the bottom there to check to see if we got a good seal. It sucks right to your face, you have a good seal, that's means nothing's going to get in. Put this in, flip it in, put the red knob up. Fits right in, twist. And take one deep breath in. You're breathing on the ears. You need to take it off. There's a thumb clip on the side. Pull it forward. Come off, and there's a switch on the top, which will shut it off. So in, turn, breathe. We'll be there to help you in case you have any questions with it.
If you choose not to do it, that's no big deal. We'll get to a certain people options. One of the business that these bottles carry oxygen, they're not oxygen, it's just ambient air. We get a compressor in the center of the station, and the tube that goes up to the roof, and just drag ambient air.
Yep, this big tube on the side of the station just lets the air right in. Yeah. Fills it up. Yeah, right. The lights do. Okay, so the lights do work on it.
All right, when they walk in, you're just now assessing the patient, okay?
Okay.
Pull them down.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that.
We're we're ready to move.
Cart to wheel it up, you know, you lift it to the thing and then up and in.
Depending on where we are, right, if it's a house, a lot of times you can't get the stretcher all the way in. You're carrying them out on the backboard, drive over to pen outside, the door's open, drop the stretcher right to the door. Or if it's a big open area like this, we might be able to wheel it.
Whenever we can get the stretcher in the building, huge.
Oh, I can imagine.
Huge, yeah.
As close as we
Third
can to the
floor,
patient.
right? Now you get that weight.
Ineffective versus cheap bob.
You gotta keep moving the guy too.
Quite often, this happens on the third or fourth floor,
Yeah.
and you're coming down the staircase this
We can
big.
get on the stretcher.
That's really fun.
You need
Alright.
a bigger cup.
So they ready for it?
Yep. Okay, so you guys come in, you're right behind the ambulance.
Okay.
They just pulled up ahead of you. They called back, they said, we have a code. The paramedics are still on their way now. Oftentimes, the paramedics are coming from Battle Street, which is right on Leominster Fitchburg line. So they're probably 3 or 4 minutes behind. A call like this, it seems like it takes forever, but people actually tend to get there quicker. So what these guys are doing, Steve found that there's no pulse. Now right away, there's only 2, so someone's got to come over here, hop in, and it's set up to the defibrillator. It's delivered.
Is the driver gonna be ready to?
One of you could be over here.
Andy would be, put an OPA in.
Brian to make
Okay,
sure
as soon
each
as
one's
you
on the
get it
side.
on, you plug it in, you turn it on. And now you just tell him, I have the defibrillator, let me put the, he's gonna keep going while you do it.
Okay.
Now Andy's gonna drop an OPA in, an airway, to maintain the airway. You measure an airway. Quick. These airways, they're different sizes for different people. So you basically want it the size from your ear to the corner of your jaw. And that's how you can tell. Because someone like him and someone like you are a lot smaller than he is, half the size. Okay? A full-grown adult male and an adult woman, almost half the size. So, but you can't go wrong as long as you get one in. They come in sideways, and then you turn them. If you put it in and someone gags, you don't need to do CPR. Because they will gag. This will hit your gag reflex. So if you try to put this in, you think someone
And they
isn't
gag.
breathing, they gag, they don't need CPR. That's a very good sign.
What's going on?
So now you would be telling them that we've got a full code, CPR's been initiated.
Okay, so what this just said was push to analyze. So now you're gonna stop CPR.
Okay.
Nobody touch him.
Now what this is doing is it's analyzing a heart rhythm, whether it's a shockable rhythm or not.
Stand clear.
Nobody's near the
Want to switch
patient.
Andy? Yep.
Another thing we have to do, we often switch positions so you don't get tired.
Alright, so we're gonna shock it by just keep doing that.
Charging.
Stand clear. Push
Alright,
to
I'm
shock.
clear, you're clear. Right back to sleep.
You shock someone, you'll actually see the body will almost jump. Now this is a chaotic situation. We're out in the open. Oftentimes this is going to be someone's living room, kitchen, bedroom. Zero space. Now all of a sudden you have all these people to help, and you usually have a family member or 2 or 10
Like this.
screaming, crying on your back, telling you to save them. So very
So
hectic.
now you would have been here assisting them saying,
Oftentimes
okay
the
guys,
lieutenants
get the
will come in and
backboard
try to-
ready.
Yep. So let you
Alright,
guys help
Alright,
them.
let's, for now, you guys would
Let
be,
them help you guys put them on.
Usually
Don't
what
make it
we'll
so
do,
easy, Steve.
we'll roll them on their side, we'll bring the board right in slide the behind board them, right over.
Uh-huh.
and then ready, 1, 2, 3, roll them back.
Now you jump right back in those compressions. You always want someone doing compressions whenever you can. Now from this point, the paramedic is here. He's in charge of this patient in the scene. Now you're at his whim. He's going to tell you what he wants, or she.
Will you keep the defibrillator with them on them and
Tuck
carry
that in.
it?
We will.
We put it right in between his legs.
Paramedics show up. They actually carry a monitor that's
Which I have.
He has it.
Yeah.
But for now, they shocked him once, and now I always judge the amount of time that there's been. Now they're ready to go, so what I would basically do is stay out of the way, and we'll just bring him outside and I'll meet him outside.
Okay.
Because that's how long it took me to get here. If I'm here earlier, I do more things, but for this scenario right now, we would do this, and then we'll stop everything that we're doing and we'll bring him outside. And they can even lift them.
Yep.
Carry him down.
So we all grab charge and just.
Yep.
Depending on the size of the
Depending on the
person,
size of them, yeah, we make
This
that.
is one on each side in the location.
a lot of times this doesn't work if you're in someone's house because you don't have room to work 6 people on a board. It's usually 2, and people in front of you, behind you, guiding you.
Like, how much does the average guy like this weigh?
Average male is what, around 200 pounds?
200 pounds, probably.
Hey. There's that camera.
This is where we sometimes.
And honestly, usually a good rule of thumb is as you go up a floor, they go up a few pounds. It's just, that's how it
So they
works.
start at like 150, by the time they get up there, they're 275.
Yeah, but and if they're not, it actually feels that way, because
A classic example of what happens almost every call you were talking was how they had to get them around the corner. They had to lift them all the way up in the air on one end because this door doesn't give us enough room. So now they go right, look, they go right back.
every chance you can, you're back on those compressions. Now Andrew just pointed out a good point, whether you guys even realize it happened or not, to make that corner right there, which is a relative, you guys had to go up over your heads.
Right.
All right, now think of doing that on a small little winding staircase. You're almost standing this person upright. So it really takes a team effort. Yep, you want to stop. Just stop to get them in.
So a lot of the three families, the stairs, we don't have enough room to bring the board down sideways. We literally are walking down with the board vertically.
And you can see how chaotic it is just with us talking you through it. Our ambulances have a little more room in them, which is nice because we do this. They do this all the time. I mean, and they do a lot more, a lot less here. Ambulance size.
When I would be here.
Now often what's going to happen is, now all of a sudden you have a couple ambulances and a fire truck. We're all going to the hospital. The fire truck, everybody. We're going to have the paramedic, and usually two paramedics. One of their helpers, one of our guys is going to be in there. So now your three-man engine crew is going to be out of service because one of your crew is going to hop on their ambulance and drive it and follow you. So all of a sudden you can see now we're going up the road as a parade.
Generally, at the very least, if MedStar didn't have a second ambulance available with another paramedic, there's going to be two of our rescue one crew in the back. They'll go and drive it from the engine. The pipeman will drive our ambulance, and then we'll have two of us and the paramedic in the back because they still need to be able to drive their truck.
Why is that guy called a pipeman?
Pipeman?
Pipeman? Yeah, what's that?
The nozzle on a hose.
Oh, okay.
Throughout history, it's been called the pipe.
Okay.
So you're a pipe.
You want to be pipeman 1. You don't want to be anything below pipeman 1.
Oh, okay. I'll remember
We have
that.
pipeman 2, but pipeman 2 doesn't get the pipe. You'll see that when we go throw some water.
Pipeman 2 stands at the bottom of the stairs.
Another thing is MedStar has these fancy stretchers
Batteries.
with batteries to go up and down. Ours do not have that. Ours you would have to lift the whole thing up. Saves your back. Saves your back.
So you all respond to a thing, it's ALS, right? Yeah. And the MedStar takes it to the hospital.
Yes.
You guys, they're on their own?
We
You
transport.
follow?
No.
You follow?
We transport.
We're all in line with
come
truck.
with us.
Oh, they will come
Yeah, they
in.
will ride in our truck. We would lose our pipeman to drive this truck.
Should be. Yes. In some cases, you'll see people in the car. You won't see them close. What's that? Well, you can sit there if you want. Nope, gone. Make sure that nobody falls. It's a plastic getting off. It's a long seat. Exactly.
We got to switch. So you're going to go in the nozzle. We're going to go high. Ready for water? Ready.
Basically, you're going to take the charge hose line up the stairs. You're going to enter the room, do a left-hand search. Basically, it means keep the person on the nozzle, keep their left hand on the wall. People behind them are going to help with the hose. You're going to search around the room. The second and third person will have tools. Use them to sweep the floor and try to find. It's going to be smoked out up there. See some of the blocks being down here.
So we have a gallon.
They'll let you know. It's dark out up there. It'll be fog, so you won't be able to see very much without your mask on, so it'll be difficult to communicate with each other. Give you a sense of what it's like trying to work in a fire situation. If for some reason you're not liking the mask or anything, you function really breathable up there. Take your face piece off. If you don't want to wear it, that's fine. You gotta get
Oh, I'm wearing it.
if you want to fake your way through it,
I'm not in trouble, but somebody that you don't like might be.
Coming?
You can probably hold off for just a second.
How close do I stay to her?
you want to stay on arm length away.
You want to basically be right here.
You want to be able to touch your shoulder.
I keep my left hand on the wall, right?
Yep.
And you never leave the nozzle going up. If you start to pull and it gets tight, you'll turn around and be like, hey, I need more line. And then they'll do it so like the ends. Then bring it across. But you're always going to stay up.
See, I'm here to be your expert witness that you did not put anything heavy on your back.
All right, going here.
Go on here.
When you get repeated support.
Yeah.
All right, up and away.
The imaging, so at least through the imaging thing.
Yep. Every once in a while, stop and listen. Okay, keep going. You hear the move?
That's Randy right there.
You're on the other side of the door.
You gonna leave them?
All right, are you okay? Can you walk?
Sure, I can walk.
All right, you come back with us?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so what you're gonna do is drop the hose line, and you're gonna turn and follow it all the way out. Use your hands and feel it, and go right back the way you came.
You okay with it? Yeah. It doesn't matter.
I'd be fine.
Sorry, Bob.
Stretch my knees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you wait.
When you get to the top, we're gonna crawl.
Just go back in the corner. And up through the... Find the door and go through the door. There you go.
We get right in and crawl, okay?
Go underneath if you can. Or at least down low there.
Or at least, yeah. Keep going.
As long as you're on the hose right now.
Okay, good. If you're on the wall, the hole, and you're good. Yep, keep going. You guys are doing good. And now you're looking for windows and doors. And you're going to stay low, always feeling on the left side. As soon as you feel the door, you want to go in that area and check it out. Water's coming again.
Water's coming.
Yep. So you feel the door? Stay low and going right into that room. Let your partner know there's a door and you're going in. Okay? Do the same.
Guys, take a moment, stop and listen.
Yeah, you want to go on the line's right below your feet.
Igor's in here.
Okay? Then you can go in if you want.
All right. We drag him out. We're not going to make you do that today. So right now, we're going to turn around this hose line and follow the hose line out. Leave the hose line right where it is. We're going to crawl back. How we doing? Good. You follow it right out. Okay, rescue Andy. Watch your head right there.
Okay, Rev, you're at the top of the stairs now, so what you're going to do is you're going to sit down on your butt. You want to go down the stairs, one step at a time, feeling with your feet first, and then you're compromised. So you're
Turn it out and collapse. Are they all out here? So you want
Yes,
to
they're all
slide down
out.
and check.
Do you need this?
I want to check on the bread.
Stop it. Stop it.
Wow. Did you want to go upstairs and try to look with this thing, or? Sure.
Oh yeah. Want to put a coat and stuff on?
No,
you're good.
I was watching that upstairs earlier.
Wait, oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
That is
It's
something.
still a little foggy in here, so.
We've got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can't see anything on here. Yeah. See walls.
You can actually see the seam and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we lost a lot of fog.
Oh, there you go.
Nope, you can see a body.
Yep.
And the hose line's still on the floor, just be careful when you're...
But even with the lights on,
Yeah.
you're not seeing anybody
Look at
over
Oh,
there.
that.
Wow, that is cool. I can see you now.
What
Yep.
are you guys sleeping on the job? Come on.
That is very cool.
You didn't rescue him, you left him.
And one deceiving
But even-
feature with that, if you turn around and look at the glass, you see your reflection.
Oh, yeah.
It's me, it's you.
That is.
So,
What is that? Just clear
It's
glass?
just
Yeah.
clear
Any
glass.
glass, mirror, or reflective surface.
No kidding.
So like a dance studio might be a tough time with a wall full of mirrors.
And you start thinking there's a lot of firefighters in there with the imaging cameras.
Yeah, waving. Look at that. You can see the studs on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wiring will show up a little better. And with these newer ones, if you hit 300 degrees, it'll turn red. So you know that's a fire. It'll be color gradient so you can tell. It's a really useful tool.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, it's just another thing you have to carry and grab.
Where are you?
And that green dot in the center, wherever you point that, that's where the temperature reading on the side is.
Oh yeah, I can see it. No, that's cool.
This was smoking heat. I'd be getting pretty paranoid.
Yeah, me too.
You start throwing furniture in the mix, and you don't know where you are, and you get stuck under a coffee table or behind a couch very easily.
Definitely, it's almost like you need goggles like this, right? Built right into your thing, right?
They do make.
I'm sure they're working on them.
Yeah, well, they do, but they're not very. You know, the Bullard came out with that. But it wasn't very. You get disoriented real quick with the helmet ones.
Yeah, you almost like you want to have like
yeah.
be able to like bifocals or something, you know.
Deputy, where do you want them all?
That would be beautiful.
Really, very cool.
I'm gonna follow you.
No, I won't. Yep.
Yeah.
I won't let you get. Oh, watch the line right there.
Yep. Thank you. Watch the hose there. Stay to the right.
Stay to the right. Perfect. Perfect.
Very cool.
Part of life, just as a separate group, they all get together.
We're at half price. Same thing as before. Grab that line, push forward, and really, really have to push it forward. Okay. Big time. The same way you really got to push it forward. You guys ready? Yeah. You guys ready? Full pressure. All right. Open it up. Push it up. Right about that. Open this up all the way to the straight. That's a straight thing. This is an inverted thing. Now the flip the most penetration. Okay? Yeah. You got to get it back with that palm. Keep going. Keep going. Alright. You guys feel that here? Yeah. Alright. What they're doing is if you're in a house and you're putting this out the window, it's drawing all that smoke out. Okay? If you put your hand up here, you feel the air moving right out of it. Okay? That's what we call hydraulic ventilation. Okay? Not correct. Never let the sun too high.
Okay,
alright, now we're going to rotate it. Everyone just move up. Yeah. Same thing. Grab that hose, push it in the line forward. Everybody ready? Not feeling all the pressure. Open it right up. Yeah. So we're going to... Nope, other way. Feel the hose. Follow straight. We're going to get no penetration. You take this head to the back one like this. You take this chin to the back one, then you let go. We do this for every single car accident. Whether he bumped his knee or whatever, because you don't know if he has his body. We don't have an MRI machine here. So if we do this for every patient, we're safe. So they might say, oh, just my elbow hurts. We're not a doctor. We don't have Leominster Hospital here, so we're going to go ahead and treat every patient the same. A, B, and C every time. Okay? Okay? Good job. All right, we're going to go over there and do a quick 5-minute airbag class.
We're actually going to deploy an airbag. All right, so take off your gear. Get yourself cool down. Keep your all set. All right, let's take your gear off and we'll do a quick.
I want to do this again in another year or so. From the feedback seems to be pretty good from walking around the different groups.
Engine 3, Ronald 1, being dispatched to 72 Church Street, providing the building. 4-3, Ronald 1.
So I just want to, thank you guys for doing that. Chief, did you have any words? I've got him up. I'm sorry.
At the right time.
I'll go over what you guys were watching while you were eating. This is actually a drill that we did on our group. The wastewater treatment plant down by Home Depot. They approached us, and what it was, they've got a double cellar. Some of the areas were 16 to 24 feet deep, and they approached us saying, hey, what's going to happen if we fall in here? How are we going to get out? And that's how our department stays proactive. Within a week or so, we had done a training exercise down there to kind of help them out. A lot of the industry in town is like that. They're concerned when their workers get injured, trapped, how are we going to do it? We did it at the high school about a month ago. We did the same thing. They're working up above the auditorium. The general contractor came to us and said, what happens if we get stuck? So we're being proactive in the community, trying to get out there, trying to learn, and just trying to be much more proficient at our jobs. Hopefully today, you've seen how much we love our job. Like I said, these guys came off duty, and I was very impressed. We've got guys that volunteered today that have been with us 2 months, all the way up to 30 years. So it really ran out of a 70-man, 75-man department. We had 33 volunteers that came out to show you our trade today. So it was really tremendous. Chief's got a few words.
Just briefly, thanks to all the participants. Very, very impressive to watch as an observer, the participants and some of our younger guys step up and do the instruction. And just thank you. And basically, it speaks for itself. You got a good hands-on feeling of doing the job. I'm sure you'll come back with a lot of positive feedback and comments. Thanks.
Thank you. From my perspective, very educational, and I thank everybody that showed up and volunteered. Right. Really, really, really well done and very enlightening. So I appreciate everyone.
Great, thank you. Craig, you got anything?
Just again, thanks to everyone for doing it. And if anything comes up where there's anything else you want to know, what else we do, anything like that, don't hesitate to let any of us know. If there's something we could do better, we're all ears, and like Jeff said, we love doing this. I mean, this is, we were going through some of the stuff, and, there were some comments of, I don't, it's kind of what we sit there hoping to do. So we really like what we do. We get to see a lot of the equipment, some of the equipment we'd like to go to. So hopefully that down the road everyone understands. If you read the paper, or they're, hopefully, putting together some money for us. You're not going to get mad at Councilor Rollins for agreeing to it, because you've seen some of the things that we do. Hint, hint. So again, thanks a lot. And if you know of anybody that would like to do something like this, I'm sure we would love to do it again. So thanks again.
As a parting gift, please keep the helmets. They're a present from us to you guys for participating. You sweated hard in them. We don't want to reuse them. So you're free to, once again, thank you for coming.
If you want the pants, I'll take those too. And the jacket, and I'll just show up on scene.
Any comments, anything that you would like to see different?
I think you guys did a great job. I've been working with most of you guys, for years, and I'll tell you, I'm impressed. I thought I saw it all today. You guys really put your heart and soul into it. I don't give you credit. It's hard. We see it after you've done the job. Nobody really sees what you do up front except you guys, To show that to us, and like I said, we've been around for a lot of years, and to show us what you really do, it's impressive to do the job. Very impressive.
right, thanks. All right.
We can show you our rescue again.
Yeah, don't do the slideshow, because there's one phone I gotta discuss.
I was gonna say, there may be another one on that disc, I don't know if you.
And we might end up with some good pictures that we're gonna forward to you.
Oh, excellent.
Hopefully.
I would like to be able to show them to my class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.